The room seemed empty. At first. It wasn't until the slam of the door that you knew something was amiss. Your eyes began to dart across the room, looking, searching, hoping. Or at least something to explain what was going on. Slowly, a creak starts to ring through your ears. But it wasn't a floorboard. No, it was something else. Something was moving in the room. You could see him now, out of the corner of your eye. You could have sworn he wasn't there a second ago. But now, he was slowly rising to his feet, as if pulled by strings, inhuman. He started to move towards you, slowly at first, but picking up speed with every step, inhuman in every movement. With a well-coordinated push, you're able to push him back. Your hand reaches for the door. You try it, again and again, but it's locked. Jesus, why won't this door open? Your hand fiddles with the knob. Click, click, click. Each time, still locked. Somehow your mind had expected it to change. If you'd only tried one more time, But you wouldn't have enough time to try again. Your death was anything but slow. But could it have been avoided? Yeah, definitely. If they'd just been a bit better at the game, which is super unfortunate to say. Tonight on Game Concepts, I want to talk about stories. But before I get to that, what's your favorite moment in a game? Think about it. Now, this moment could be anything. But I'm more interested in the moments that aren't cutscenes, moments where you had a bit of interactivity. Doesn't matter the game or genre, whatever comes to mind. How would you describe that moment to someone else? I mean, it could be a super short kind of description where you're just like, and then I shot them. I shot them all. Which is creepy to tell people, don't do that. But you get what I'm saying. It could be a bit more in depth too. It could require a lot of lore to even understand. Like, well, there Asmodon was, and I was ready to fight him. Finally. After getting my crew together, we saw his big, beefy bottom, and we were ready to fight. And he came at us, but we came at him stronger. Too bad everyone died but me. Chuck E. Cheese. Besides, it could be, of course, a very interesting story. Why am I interested in this? What does this have to do with game concepts? Besides, of course, that it's something that happened in a game. Well, I want you to keep it in mind. Because there's something kind of interesting about video games in comparison to other mediums. And that there's a difference between plot and story. And I promise, it's not going to be as pretentious as it sounds. It might be. It probably will be. But it's kind of interesting to think of. After all, plot is the same thing each time. Plot is why you're fighting. It's who you talk to, what they say, etc., etc., etc. It's the things that are pre-designed prior to the game being played. Shepard's gotta fight the Reapers in Mass Effect. That's just the plot. Spoilers alert for anybody who hasn't played Mass Effect more than an hour, I think. Or hasn't beaten Mass Effect 1. Sorry, guys, I just spoiled that for you. Plot plays a really big role in the story of the game. But something else does too. And that's what you do as the player. This is literally the things you do. If you decide to, I don't know, dodge right, away from some enemies, hide behind some cover, and get ready for your next time to pop up and shoot some people. Or if you decide to run forward, chainsaw blazing, ready to chainsaw these beef boys down, make some ground beef. These are the decisions you make as a player that tell a story in themselves. When you're reading a book, right, and they describe an action scene, you're reading it, it's part of the story. When you play a video game, you make that action scene, and you make a lot more than just the action scene. You work with the game itself to even set the tone of the game. To prove this point, let's kind of go back to the story we told a little bit earlier. You find yourself in a room. You look around. quickly, assertively. You notice a table. Turn to the side, easily hiding something. You step over to it quickly, kick it over. Just like you expected, something was behind it. And now it's trapped under the table. The table shakes, and shakes, and shakes. The monster underneath it clearly is confused. Use this time appropriately. You look around. You see a slight outline on one of the walls. A false door. You move over to it and quickly push it open. You've escaped the room. Now, this story, not so much fun to say, but it's what a different player would have experienced. It's a whole different situation. This is clearly someone who knew what they were doing and someone who clearly just acted differently. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, like, they won't have the same experiences, they won't encounter the story the same. Where one player might go home at the end of the night and be like, this is the scariest game I've ever played. Another player might come home and be like, pretty mediocre. Didn't get scared much. Easy. And it's kind of in that subjectivity / weird aspect of how you actually went and conquered whatever the game challenges that really makes video games kind of an interesting narrative medium. And from that, I think it's really clear the difference between plot and story from a video game perspective. Continued in part 2. Hey guys, well, thanks a ton for watching, and, supporting the channel and all that. If you want to support more, you can go down and subscribe. If you want to, I definitely appreciate you just watching it. So part 2 will come along. It might not be the next video, but it's definitely going to be within the next 2 videos. Thanks a ton for everything, and slowly getting the hang of animating, like, a bit better. So hopefully you'll see kind of constant improvements if you stick around, and I'd definitely appreciate if you did. Well, have a great one, and take it easy.